This is a calm Italian bedtime story. Let your eyes close and simply listen. Evening in Parma does not feel like an ending. It feels like a soft closing, the kind that leaves everything in place, calm and cared for. The sky turns from pale to deep, and the city begins to glow in smaller ways. Lamps along the streets wake one by one. Windows become warm squares of light. The stone beneath your feet holds on to the last gentle warmth of the day, as if Parma does not want you to feel cold while you are learning how to slow down. You step onto a quiet street and immediately sense the difference. Parma at night feels elegant, but not proud. It feels refined, but not distant. It feels like a place that knows how to be gentle. Your footsteps land softly on smooth pavement, and the sound is absorbed by the buildings around you. The facades are warm in tone, creams and soft yellows, with shutters closed like eyelids. A few balconies hold plants that rest in stillness. A small iron railing catches the lantern light and reflects it back in a muted glow. You walk without hurry. The street guides you forward, and the air feels clean, mild, almost sweet. Somewhere faintly, you catch the memory of something baked. Not strong enough to name, but comforting enough to notice. As you continue, the city opens into a wider space. Piazza Garibaldi. At night, the square feels like a calm room under an open sky. The buildings around it stand quietly, their details softened by darkness. The lamps cast warm light across the stone ground, and the shadows stretch long and gentle. You pause near the edge of the piazza and let your eyes wander. There is no rush to look at anything closely. The night is not for studying. It is for letting the mind loosen. A few chairs from a nearby cafe are stacked neatly. A closed umbrella leans against a wall. A sign hangs above a doorway, simple and quiet, as if even the letters are resting. You breathe in slowly. The air in Parma feels like it has been filtered through calmness. It moves softly through the square and around the corners of buildings, carrying the faint scent of old stone and distant trees. You begin to walk again, leaving Piazza Garibaldi behind, following a street that narrows gently between the buildings. The lanterns here are closer together. Their light forms a repeating rhythm of warmth. Each lamp creates a small, safe circle on the pavement. You step into one circle, then out of it, then into the next. Light, shadow, light. It becomes a quiet pattern that your body understands. You pass a shop front with its shutters closed. The wood is worn smooth around the edges, polished by time and touch. A small brass handle reflects the lantern light. These small details feel comforting, like the city has been held and cared for by many hands over many years. You turn a corner and the street becomes even quieter. Here, the sound of the city is distant. You hear only what is close: a soft breeze, a far-off door closing gently, the faint hum of the night itself. You continue until you see the outline of the Teatro Regio. Even in darkness, it feels poised. The structure holds its elegance without needing to perform. The lights nearby are warm and low, and the building seems to glow softly, as if it is resting between performances, keeping its beauty for tomorrow. You stop for a moment, imagining the space inside: velvet seats, dim chandeliers, the hush before music begins. Then you exhale and move on, because tonight you are not here to be entertained. You are here to be calmed. As you walk, the narrator's voice in your mind might point out that Parma is famous for taste, for artistry, for the kind of quiet excellence that does not need to shout. But at night, Parma is famous for something else. It is famous for stillness. You find yourself moving toward a street lined with trees. Their branches are dark against the sky, and the leaves, if they move at all, move slowly. Under the lanterns, the leaves catch a little light, creating small patches of shadow that drift gently across the ground. You slow your pace, letting the trees set your rhythm. Then ahead, you sense a larger open space, quieter and more spacious than the streets. Parco Ducale. You enter the park as if stepping into a softer world. The path is wide and smooth. Lamps along the walkway glow warmly, spaced apart in a gentle line. The trees on either side stand tall and calm. Their trunks rise into darkness, and the canopy above feels like a ceiling made of night. You walk deeper into the park. The air here is cooler, fresher. It carries the scent of grass and earth, and something faintly floral. The city behind you becomes quieter, not because it disappears, but because the park absorbs sound, holding it like a blanket. You pass a bench facing a dark patch of lawn. The bench is empty. It feels like it has been waiting all day for someone to sit without needing anything. You continue. Farther along, you notice the gentle presence of water. A small pond or canal, quiet and still, reflecting the lantern light in soft lines. The reflections do not shimmer wildly. They move just enough to feel alive, like slow breathing. You stop near the water. You look down and see the warm glow of lamps stretching across the surface. You see the shadow of a tree bending slightly in the reflection. The water holds the image calmly, without distortion. Your thoughts begin to do the same. They stop twisting. They stop running ahead. They become steadier. You breathe in, and the air feels clean and safe. You breathe out, and your shoulders drop a little more. In this quiet place, the world feels simpler. You stand there long enough for your mind to soften. Then you turn and continue walking. The park path curves gently, guiding you past more trees, more benches, more pools of warm lamplight. The lights are not bright. They are comforting. They feel like the kind of light that does not wake you up, but slowly leads you toward rest. Eventually, you begin to head back toward the city. Leaving the park feels like stepping from one kind of quiet into another. The streets are still calm, but the buildings bring the warmth closer. The lamps reflect on windows, on railings, on the edges of stone. You walk along a street where the houses are close again. You pass a doorway with a small wreath. You pass a window where a curtain is slightly open, revealing a lamp inside and the outline of a table. No one is visible, but the warmth feels present. You continue until you reach a small corner where a narrow alley opens. You peek down the alley and see a line of lanterns fading into the distance. The stones are smooth, the walls are pale, the shadows are gentle. The alley looks like it belongs to memory. You turn away and keep walking, following the streets as they guide you back toward the center. Soon, you find yourself near a quieter square again, where the lamps glow softly and the buildings stand like patient listeners. You pause. Parma feels close to you now, not as a place you are visiting, but as a feeling. A city that does not rush you. A city that makes space for calm. A narrator might say that coming to your own city at night can feel strange because you see it without the noise of daytime. But the strange feeling fades quickly, replaced by something warmer. Familiarity. The corners you might normally pass without looking now feel gentle and meaningful. The light on the stone, the quiet in the air, the stillness between buildings. You walk toward a doorway that feels like the end of your night. Inside, the air is warmer, still. You close the door softly behind you, and the city becomes distant in the best way. Not gone, just resting outside, continuing its quiet rhythm without needing your attention. You settle into a comfortable place. Your hands relax. Your shoulders sink. Your breathing becomes slow and steady. Outside, Parma continues to sleep. The lamps keep glowing. The streets remain calm. The park holds its trees in stillness. And inside, you let that calm become yours. Tonight, you are safe. Tonight, you are home. Tonight, sleep can come gently, and you can let it arrive without effort. More Italian bedtime stories coming very soon. If you enjoyed this moment of calm, subscribe and like the video for more gentle storytelling.